Eagles control the opening tip. Attack the middle zone with George. Nice dump off to Zatrine underneath. Alexandria coming out with the zone, and they pick it apart pretty nicely. Kelly Norris struggling on the drive, dumps it off the hands of Justice Young, and it's a turnover. So a good start for the Eagles.
Absolutely. Opportunity to create a two-score ball game here quickly, only 30 seconds in.
Eagles got started off a little slow last week in the first half. And 2 games ago, in their blowout win over a Lady of the Lake, they got started off fast. See how they start off here. Rothschild lets one rip from deep, and it goes for 3.
Man, talk about a way to open a game. You get 2 quick buckets on your first 2 possessions on offense, and then this defense is already kind of swarming the Generals.
Always great when you can play complementary basketball on each side. Justice Young gets the inside, off the board. Rebound for LSU Alexandria is good by Sydney Person.
Good answer there by the Lady Generals.
That's going to be the matchup to watch inside. They got a lot of size, Alexandria does. And we'll dive into more about Sydney Person. Nice pass in the middle of the zone. George lets one fly from deep. She's good. Her second three-pointer of the new year.
This Lady Eagles team not afraid to let it drain from deep.
Briance George is typically not a three-point shooter. And now Alexandria struggling to get it up the court. A lot of on-ball pressure thus far for the Eagles. They lived off the full-court press in the first month of the season. And this is a return of it tonight. We haven't seen much of it lately. Kelly Norris, left wing, catches a screen from Young. Driving, got the mismatch, dishes it off instead. 7 on the shot clock. Great defense and rally. Sydney Person lets it fly. Off the mark, rebound, Briance George.
Really impressed by the switch defense there to create that perimeter defense and kind of switch on defenders. You know, they can kind of defend 1 through 5. Really good job by the Lady Eagles so far.
2 three-pointers thus far for the Eagles offense. Rothschild has one of them, thought about it. Over the hill pass across the court. Daly driving, doesn't find the glass. Zatrine on the way up on the board, and she's fouled. She'll go to the free throw stripe.
Really good job by Nayla. We, talked about it at the beginning, seeing her at that high school level. She was such a dominant force inside, kind of showing herself there. That foul was called on the floor, so I'll take it in the inbound off the baseline.
That's right. I thought she went up with it, but nevertheless, that had some contact on CTE's shot. Doesn't get the call. Treasurer May hits the deck, and a steal by Justice Young. Reese Stevens can't handle it on the other way, and a turnover from Alexandria.
Another testament of that defense from the Eagles. They're having to work so fast on offense. It's kind of getting them messed up to where they're having to make a little bit careless passes.
We've already seen a three-pointer from Briance George. That's rare for her. Inside pass to Zatrine was there. She's intercepted by Sydney Person. Full court pace, and Kelly Norris is going to let it fly from deep range, off the mark, rebound by Addison Walker, and that's good for 2. 8-4 here early, 7 minutes to go. Rothschild. Imade sizes down her defender. Trying to manipulate this zone from side to side. Here's a nice pass. George, how about another one for Briance George?
Man, talk about coming up big in big situations, not being that three-point threat, but she's made 2 huge ones to begin this game already.
Treasurer May gets a steal, and the Eagles are off running. George feeling it, driving, dishes, beautiful pass, rejected. And not a foul, but it's going to be LSU ball.
I thought originally he was going to call a jump ball the way that the Generals were able to get a hand on whenever Zatrine was going up. Not quite sure what the call ended up being. Maybe he ended up calling a travel off of it as Zatrine came back down with the ball, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. And a lot of times on those, it may tend to be a jump ball, but nevertheless,
He seemed hesitant to call it, though.
He did,
It was kind of
yeah.
weird.
Not demonstrative. High post, Justice Young. She sails down inside. Post move, off the glass, beautifully.
Really pretty move there.
He definitely got the size advantage inside with this guard-dominant lineup for the Eagles as they already snatch into their bench with Demetria Smith and Unique McBride checking in. Nice pass. Knifing inside is Daly. Gather off the back of the rim. No good for Rothschild. Good pace to this game already. If they could try and work it inside, they have a massive size advantage. McBride breaks it up. Demetria Smith on the fast break. Gathers off the glass and good.
Really good lead pass to get it down to her. Good job corralling that as well, faking the jump up to the rim, able to get a clean shot.
Demetria Smith coming off her season high of 9 points off the bench last game. Inside pass, Young. Can't corral it. Beyonce George is there. Now it's a scramble. Jump ball.
Yep.
Take our first time out at around the 5-minute mark here on Texarkana Game Day.
We'll be right back after this.
And that is really not Beyonce George's game. She had 20 points, we mentioned, in their first meeting with Alexandria. 0 3-point attempts with those 20 points. And she's on the board for 6 already from downtown.
Well, and so with this being kind of the second time that you're going through your conference play, you switch it up a little bit, but also you know how to play the teams a little bit different as well. And so that's kind of an advantage for the Lady Eagles here.
Treasure May inside. Missed out on her receiver. Intended for Demetria Smith. Caitlin Blake on the drive. Swatted away by Cheyenne Daly. Rothschild has been in the whole time thus far. Bounce pass to the corner, intercepted. And that pass can't get a fast break started for Alexandria, who's had a few fast break opportunities thus far, pushing the pace. Just 6 points. New players for LSU Alexandria as well. Justice Young not in the ball game. She's already penetrated the paint. There's a shot by Princess Goff that won't go off the back heel. Nice pull-up jumper from the elbow, about 14 feet for Treasure May, who gets on the board for her first bucket.
Absolutely beautiful shot. We talk about it so much, you know, we do the high school games so much of, you know, the mid-range jumper is kind of a dead shot almost, but it feels like. So whenever you see it and executed so well, it's really cool to see, and a great job there, again, with another steal for the Eagles.
Unique McBride with a pickpocket, pull-up jumper, running floater, can't go. Inside pass. Oh, she wanted Demetria Smith, just sneaked too far late on the pass. And you mentioned the mid-range. These Eagles love working from the mid-range. Treasure May, one of them, Cheyenne Daly, as well as Demetria Smith, who scores exclusively from mid-range. She's on the court right now as well. Lineup change. Terrell Sweeney has checked in for the Eagles. They feed McBride at the free throw stripe in the middle of the zone for 2.
Beautiful shot, another homegrown Texarkana native out of Texas High School. Good to see another Texarkana own on the court.
She's been impressive with her freshman season off the bench. A&M Texarkana forcing a scoring drought here as of late. Since Justice Young went out, she's back in, and what do you know?
Really good job there working with that size advantage down low, and McBride trying her hardest to kind of force a steal out of it, knowing that she had that size difference.
There is Demetria Smith's mid-range that we mentioned. Won't go off the back heel. Princess Goff with the rebound. 2.5 to go in the first. Inside pass. And fouled from behind. I believe they're going to assess that to Cheyenne Daly. Zach, they're really working the inside, and they obviously on the scouting report have the size advantage, and they're using that right now on every possession. Kind of just feed it to Justice Young, and the Eagles have had no real answer for it.
Yeah, and it almost feels like that's the only way that they've been able to create shot opportunities as well. You know, with that defense being so hard, they're not able to do anything on the perimeter. As we see an offensive foul here, it'll go on the other way and be Eagles ball.
Great defense, intensified defense from the Eagles tonight. Kelly Norris is checked back in for Alexandria. They feed the middle of the zone again. Treasure May trapped from behind. Sweeney, Unique McBride, high rising floater from mid-range, 19-8. And Zach, there goes the mid-range again.
Absolutely, a beautiful job so far by the Lady Eagles. And unless the Generals step up and defend it, why not take that shot?
And why not take it into Justice Young territory down low? She gets fouled. Assessed to Treasure May, her first of the ball game.